Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we're going to do a comparison of two budget smartphones below the 7K price segment. We have the Redmi 8A which is launched recently, and along with that we have the Infinix Hot 8 which is again a really budget offering below the 7K price segment. So we have these two devices which are right now priced 6,999, and we also have a 6,499 variant for the Redmi 8A, but we'll compare both the devices which have the same pricing, that's 6,999 pricing. So there are a lot of differences between these two devices in this price segment. So what are the differences, which all areas these two devices win? That's what we are going to compare in this video. So let's get started with a detailed comparison of the Redmi 8A with the Infinix Hot 8. So first up, let's have a look at the design aspect. So if you look at the Redmi 8A design, you can see that this is quite a different design which Redmi has employed on this device. You can see that it has a matte like finish on the back panel, and we have a strip like finishing on the center portion where the camera is housed, and you also get the Redmi logo here designed by Xiaomi is there. So this back panel feels definitely good for the price segment it is being offered, and it's definitely a refreshing design out there. Now talking about the design of the Infinix Hot 8, it's a kind of standard design we have seen. We have a triple rear cameras here, fingerprint sensor, and Hot 8 branding is also included, and you can also see that the back panel is being curved on both the phones. Both definitely give a good grip altogether. The Infinix Hot 8 is slightly bigger device because of the larger display when compared to the Redmi 8A, but both the devices are quite good. But in terms of the build quality, we would say the Redmi 8A is better with the matte finish on the back panel. So that's the design and build quality of these two devices. Now moving on to the display aspect. Now both the phones have an HD plus resolution display. We have a 6.2 inches display on the Redmi 8A, while it's 6.52 inches display on the Infinix Hot 8. Now both the devices have the IPS LCD panels. They offer pretty good experience overall, but we have a Gorilla Glass protection on the Redmi 8A, which does give an additional feature to the device. So probably we would pick the Redmi 8A for this additional feature being offered. Now next, let's talk about the software experience. Now while both the devices have Android 9 Pie out of the box, now there is a lot of difference between the UI. We have the MIUI 10 on the Redmi 8A. Now MIUI 10 we have seen on all the Xiaomi smartphones, so you can see that it offers plethora of modes and options. There is dual app support, app lock, support for themes, and a lot of customizations are offered on the Redmi 8A. So MIUI 10 is one of the really fluid and performing UIs out there, so it does a pretty good job here. Now on the Infinix Hot 8 we have the XOS, which is a custom UI from Infinix. Now when we mentioned or reviewed the Infinix Hot 8, we mentioned that while the UI is quite good because it does offer a lot of additional features like smart panel, security options, face unlock, system navigation customization, so all these things are included, but the UI is a bit sluggish here and there. It's not very refined. A bit more refinement is required for the Infinix Hot 8, but otherwise it's quite good. But there is also a lot of bloatwares included, so that's something which we didn't like about the UI. The bloatwares could have been avoided. You can see that a lot of bloatwares are included. That's one area where Infinix needs to improve. So in terms of software experience, while both are customizable UI, our choice probably would be the Redmi 8A because it has MIUI. Next, let's talk about the performance aspect. So both the devices have pretty decent chipsets out there. We have the Snapdragon 439 octa-core processor with either 2 or 3 GB RAM. So we are going to compare the 3 GB RAM, and we also have the Infinix Hot 8 with 4 GB RAM being offered. It is powered by the Helio P22 octa-core processor. Now in terms of the performance aspect, both are quite similar in terms of the experience. We didn't notice a drastic difference here and there, but then since the MIUI 10 is a bit more fluid and refined, the experience was slightly better with the Snapdragon 439, but even with the Helio P22, the Infinix Hot 8 performance was quite good. Now the gaming experience while playing PUBG and other heavy graphic rich games, neither of them are really good, but you can't expect high performance at this price segment. For the price segment, both these devices devices offer decent experience, and you can play with the lowest graphic settings on both the phones. So if you are more into PUBG and want to get it Redmi 8A, you should be looking at the 3GB RAM variant, because 2GB RAM struggles with a PUBG Mobile, while the Infinix Hot 8 is offered with 4GB RAM. Now that's additional options. We have 4GB RAM and 64GB storage offered at 6,999, while we have just 3GB RAM and 32GB storage offered at 6,999. So that's an advantage for the Infinix Hot 8. Another advantage for the Infinix Hot 8 is that there is a fingerprint scanner on the back panel, which is missing on the Redmi 8A. While both devices have face unlock, this is definitely an added feature on the Infinix Hot 8. Now next, let's talk about the cameras. So both the phones have decent cameras. So we have a 12 megapixel Sony 363 sensor with f-stop 1.8 aperture and an 8 megapixel selfie camera. This is a single camera here. Now on the Infinix Hot 8, we have a triple camera setup. We have a 13 megapixel f1.8 aperture camera, a secondary 2 megapixel camera, and a third low light sensor is included, and it has a quad LED flash. On the front panel, we have an 8 megapixel shooter. Now looking at the camera samples we have taken with these two devices, so here we feel the Infinix Hot 8 cameras were slightly better, especially for the rear camera. The camera color quality reproduction was much better. Here you can see that the Redmi 8A was quite okay, but then colors were a bit too saturated, especially when there is a lot of greenery around. You can see that the greens are too saturated, while on the Infinix Hot 8 it is more natural looking colors. So in terms of the rear camera performance, we would say the Infinix Hot 8 would be slightly better option, because it has more natural colors and good details as well. Now the Redmi 8A is also quite decent camera out there. Now when it comes to selfie experience, this is where the Redmi 8A takes the lead with better selfies, better sharpness levels than the Infinix Hot 8. Now next, let's talk about the battery and the charging. Now both the devices have 5000 mAh capacity battery, so both are really stellar in terms of the battery performance. Now additionally, we have a fast charging support on the Redmi 8A. That means you can use an 18 watt fast charger to charge the Redmi 8A. That's something which is really good. And you also get USB Type-C port on the Redmi 8A, which is probably the first time we are seeing a USB Type-C port on a phone below the 7K price segment. On the other hand, we don't get any fast charging on the Infinix Hot 8, but it does have a 5000 mAh capacity battery. So in terms of the battery overall experience, the Redmi 8A takes the lead because of the USB Type-C port and the 18 watt fast charger support. So now summing up, which is the budget smartphone you should be getting below the 7K price segment? This is really a tough job to decide, because both devices have their own advantage. If you look at the Redmi 8A's better aspects, it includes better build quality, then we have Gorilla Glass protection, then performance is slightly better, the MIUI experience is good, then you get better selfie experience and USB Type-C port and fast charging supported. So these are some really good options on the Redmi 8A. Now if you look at the Infinix Hot 8, Infinix Hot 8 has a larger display, then you also get 4GB RAM and 64GB storage offered at this price segment. That's something which is really good. You also get the fingerprint scanner experience, which is missing on the Redmi 8A. So apart from that, there is also better camera experience, especially for the rear camera on the Infinix Hot 8. So based on these aspects, you should be looking at what is your priority. If rear camera performance is your important aspect and you want more storage and more RAM and overall a bigger display, then the Infinix Hot 8 is a better choice. While if you want USB Type-C port, fast charging, better selfie experience and better performance along with slightly better gaming experience, you should be going with the Redmi 8A. So that was the detailed comparison of the Redmi 8A with the Infinix Hot 8. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the red subscribe button for more videos. This is Numal signing off. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.